kings, great kings. I really believe, truly believe, deep in my heart that every single one of you guys, every single one of us are great kings. We are great kings of old. We are men of renown. We just don't know it. We just don't believe it. Now you're thinking, why do you say that? Why do you say that? I explained that before in one of my videos, right? Where I was talking about, if you look back in history, every single person that's alive today has the blood of a king in him. I mean, you can prove that mathematically. You can prove that in so many ways because as long as humans have been on this planet, people died. Death was always around. People died and died and died and died and died. People got sold into slavery. A lot of stuff happened. And the people that are alive today are alive for two reasons. One, good genetics, believe it or not, able to fight diseases and stuff like that. And most of us survived because our ancestors were at one point rich. Because if you mean to tell me that every single one of your ancestors was a slave or every single one of your ancestors was poor, weak, you wouldn't be here today. Because at one point in time when food was scarce and even water was scarce, you had to have some kind of connections to make it through, Eventually, slaves, were able to survive a little bit, but everyone that's here today was mixed. Even if you have slaves in your ancestors, you have the blood of a king because kings at the time used to have concubines and they used to have sex with the slaves. So everyone that's alive today has the blood of at least one, if not 100 kings in him. You could look it up. It's literally proven mathematically, because kings back in the days would not just have one wife. They have one wife and they sleep with like hundreds of women, and then there sleep with hundreds of women. Some of these women would get pregnant, then those kids would go and have sex with other kids, and then they have a kid, and then that kid will go and travel to a different place and sleep with another woman, and they have a kid, and then that kid will go and meet a prostitute somewhere and then sleep with. You multiply that by the amount of people that were on earth. To this day, after all these 100 years, every single one of us has the blood of a king in him. And it's the blood of those kings, that ambitious blood that's inside of us, and creates something called boredom. Now, I know you guys are thinking, what do you mean? What connection do you draw between boredom and the blood of a king? If you have the blood of a king in you, that means you have the attitude of a king in you. You have the ambition of a king in you. What does a king like to do? A king likes to conquer. A king likes to protect. A king likes to fight. A king likes to expand his borders and acquire territories. That's what keeps kings alive. That's what the best way to kill a king is not to kill him, but it's to put him in a place where he can't conquer anything. He'll break apart. That's what the British did to Napoleon, And since you guys have that blood in you, we all do, and we're not conquering anything, and we're not expanding our borders, not physically, but in different aspects of life, we have this syndrome called boredom. Now, if you notice, when you're bored, it's not like you don't have anything to do. You have plenty of things to do. A lot of times people are bored. They have a TV, they have a video game, they have PS3, Xbox, they have friends around them, and they're still bored. So boredom is not the absence of affection or the absence of company. Boredom is the absence of passion. It's the absence of ambition. The absence of what you were made to do. And since we all kings, the fact that we're not setting goals to conquer and expand our borders. When I say expand our borders, I don't mean like your fucking house. I mean like your territory. What is your gift? If you're good at whatever you're good at, whatever makes you different, whatever you're really good at, right? You should expand your influence in your city, in your town, in your country, eventually, all over the world. And today we have all the tools you need to do that. Back in the days, kings had to use weapons and horses and armies. Today you can use YouTube. You can use Facebook. You can use so many things to put your skills out there, A king is simply someone who uses his resources to make himself great and expand. Back in the days, like the king of Lebanon would sell, those big ass trees, cedars of Lebanon. If you were in Egypt, you would sell whatever came out of the Egyptian soil. Today, your resources, your gift, your resources, your talents, and it's up to you to. Who's looking at me funny because I'm recording? It's up to you to use your talents as if they were economical resources and trade them, sell them on YouTube, on Google, on whatever, on a website. Find a way to advertise your talent so that your influence will increase, so that you will expand your borders. And as long as you do that, you will never be fulfilled, because that king inside of you wants to dominate. If you're good at basketball, then put your name out there. Become the best basketball player underground. If you're good at singing, become the best singer. You have all the tools you need. Everything you need to sharpen your gift is out there. It's on the internet. It's on YouTube. It's all around us. If you're a good bodybuilder, you have every single thing you need to sharpen your body, your bodybuilding, your physique or whatever. If you're studying math science, you want to be a doctor, you have everything you need to become the best, doctor ever. So I don't understand why people are not using the resources that we have to sharpen their own talents and their own gifts, so they could go ahead later on and expand their border, make their names known. You gotta have that desire. I said one time, somebody didn't agree with me. I said the reason why, Agamemnon said in the movie Troy, he said history remembers kings. History remembers kings, not soldiers. Even though it sounds cold, it is a cold truth, because it's true. We remember Napoleon and Alexander the Great and all these guys. Nobody knows the soldiers that were in the armies, even though they were the ones who did all the battle. Why is it? It's because the one with the ambition is the one that gets remembered. The one with the goal is the one that gets remembered, not the ones who fight. It's a sad truth, but that's a lesson to you guys. Don't just be a sheep. Don't just be a follower. You know what I'm saying? I know it's cliche, but don't be a follower swallowed up in somebody else's ambition and somebody else's goals. Have your own fucking ambition. Have your own goal. If you don't, I always tell my friends, I said, look, man, if you don't become the director of your life is a movie. If you don't become the director of your own movie, of your own life, you're going to become an extra or a background or a stunt double in somebody else's movie. That's the way it is. Oh, police. It's not a camera in my hand. Don't look at me. Okay. Good dog. Right, so yeah, I got to make this video short because there's a lot of cops out here. Sharks are everywhere, and they pull you over for everything. They pulled me over for sneezing last time. I'm just playing. But yeah. Have an ambition, have a goal. Unless you have that, you will always be bored. You'll always be bored in one way. Oh my God, it's same shit, different day. I feel like I have no purpose. I feel like no. Have an ambition, have a goal. Swear an oath to become remembered. Make yourself remembered. You'll never have to deal with boredom again. Team 3D Alpha. Hope that helps. Dominate your life.